All right, we have Adam Mansbach with us today. Adam is the author of the amazing book, Go the F*** to Sleep, You Have to F***ing Eat, and F***. Now there are two of you, among so many other amazing books.
Your first book was narrated by Samuel L. Jackson, and this one is going to be narrated by the amazing Larry David.
Yes.
That must have been so amazing for you. How did that come about?
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And it's even more incredible because Larry David doesn't do shit, you know? Like,
Yeah.
my sense is that he almost never even leaves his house. So I was very honored and surprised that he would do this.
So how do you choose who narrates the book?
We pretty much put together like a list of dream narrators and then see who
Those
we can
are
get,
always so
you
fun
know?
where you're just like, I'm just going to put whoever.
Yeah. And, you know, we've been very lucky. I mean, all of the people who've narrated Sam, Bryan Cranston, Larry have been basically like our first choices. You know?
So I'm just curious because I want to know who else is on this list.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think for the first book, it was Sam Jackson. I think Alec Baldwin was on the list.
Oh, that's a great one.
I think I had Slick Rick on the list.
Oh, that
Which
would be
like
fun.
A little different.
Yes.
Yeah. For this one, you know, I was very focused on getting Larry, but I had this feeling like maybe DMX would also be good.
that would
and
be
that
know?
voice is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important question in my mind.
Yeah.
If you were to choose a woman to read these things,
Yeah.
who would it be?
There were some women on the list this time, actually.
Was I on the list?
You were top of the list.
Thank you.
Both of you were on the list.
Yeah.
And then I think Amy Poehler was on the list.
Oh, great.
Ali Wong, I think, was on the
Oh,
list.
that's
She would have
good.
been a good one.
Yeah, and actually, it's funny. The previous book, one of the audiobook publishers' recommendations was Meryl Streep. And I remember I was like having a call with them from some random hotel room somewhere, and I was like pacing around my hotel room being like, no, I don't want Meryl Streep. And I was like, what type of life do I live? You know?
That's a real like pinch me moment where
Yeah.
you're like, I am turning down Meryl
You're like,
Streep.
I can't even think of how many Academy Awards. You're like 75 Academy Award winning nominee. You know.
Get Meryl Streep the out of here. Yeah, like,
Exactly.
what's going on right now?
So what made you come up with the theme, which then led to this series?
You know, Go the Fuck to Sleep was like very sort of innocent and unpremeditated. I made a joke to some friends one night that I should write a children's book called Go the Fuck to Sleep, you know? And as soon as I said it, I realized that actually I knew how to write that book. I knew how it would sort of play on the tropes of these very snoozy like bedtime books where
Right.
like all the cutesy kittens and bunnies and shit, and you're reading it and you're falling asleep and your kid is not.
Yeah.
You know, I sort of had this notion that interspersing that with like the real parental monologue might be very funny.
Right.
So I wrote it. I didn't really think much of it. Like I read it at some family gatherings and stuff, and people laughed. And it took me months to even send it to a publisher. And when I did, I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, you know, like,
like
what do you
it?
think?
Yeah.
Like, you think this could be a book? And he was like, I think it's funny. His wife read it. She's like, I'm in tears. You got to publish it. But we'd kind of dithered for like months because we thought that maybe we were just shitty parents, you know? But, you know, he sort of kept showing it to people, and people kept being like, yes.
Every parent has felt that way.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Right. As it turns
Yeah.
out, this was like this cathartic thing that parents all felt, but were sort of afraid to say. And, you know, there's all this preciousness around parenting and like.
Parenthood is perfect.
Beautiful blessing.
Babies.
Right.
But really it's like, oh my f***ing God, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And it's just, I think there's camaraderie in all of that.
But only if you talk about it, right? Only
Right.
if you're willing to admit that your life is not perfect.
Yes.
And sometimes, although you love your kid to death, like you might also want to throw them out a window from time to time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
You're not going to.
No.
Right.
But, you know.
It's healthy to think it and not do it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Scary Mommy Speaks.